Spoilers and offensive content to come.
I read a tweet how shows like ours shouldn't really be using a condenser mic, but a dynamic one. Maybe something for us to look into. But folks, that's not privy for you. What's privy for you is that we are Carlos and Dave Anime Rave, the best anime review show on the net, and this is part 4 of our Friday 4 fuckery. The Friday, October 7th, episode 1 Agenza that started with Yuri on Ice and will now end with
Izetta the Last Witch.
Izetta the Last Witch. I knew it. I totally did. You totally didn't need to remind me just now, and probably several times throughout this. You ready for this, Dave?
Well, so far we are 3 for 3. Let's see if we can go 4 for 4.
Did her name have to be Fine?
Look, maybe she can...
She even kind of looks a little bit like Fine, too.
Maybe she can do a better job of being a character than Fine.
Yeah, hopefully.
No English, though.
我がゲルマニア帝国の侵攻に怯える小国の姫が自ら中立国に出向いてきたとすれば
同盟諸国側との政治交渉
相手はそうブリタニアあたりかな
So if there's a Britannia, by logic there must be a Lord British, and therefore a spoony review of this show. Izetta the Last Witch.
Now...
Ultima 10.
Now you're stretching it.
Yeah, I'm really stretching.
You're hoping for a reason for Spoony to come out of the closet, and it's just not going to happen.
Well, coming out of the closet may be the wrong term. I would
Seclusion, coming back into the views of man.
I just need that Final Fantasy 13-2 review so bad. I just need it so bad.
Obviously, this is a alternate history of World War II happening.
Their pistols definitely look...
Well, their pistols are the typical Mauser handguns that they favored.
Yes, I was about to say that. With the gun name and everything.
I'm not a gun aficionado, but if I could get my hands on a Mauser that I could actually just hang on a wall somewhere, I would, because that gun is one of the few guns that were amazing that the Germans made. Like, their handguns didn't freeze up against the Russians in winter. All their rifles did.
And their crotches. But that's another story entirely.
They said it was fantasy.
This is fantasy!
Well, it wasn't exactly hard to see that somebody who's in special operations is going to kill a bunch of grunts for learning a secret. At first when I saw it, I thought it was a bomb.
Yeah, I thought that too, but then I'm like, wait, this is kind of Conqueror of Shambhala a little too soon here.
Oh, please.
I love that movie. The crowning achievement of the superior Full Metal Alchemist series.
Seriously? That was an achievement?
That was a great ending to a great show. And then Brotherhood had to mess everything up. Everything.
Oh, wait, no, sorry. Not Conqueror of Shambhala. I'm thinking of the
Brotherhood movie?
No, I'm thinking of the other movie that takes place in the original FMA.
Do you mean the none of it? Because there was one movie?
No, there was before Brotherhood came out, there was another one that came out that took place partway through the series. Star of something.
I don't remember.
I thought you were referencing that one.
Nope.
It was not very good.
Wow, this is alternate history, but right on the nose. It has the same year system that we do, and it's still Europe, but all the kingdoms are different, kind of like LR, where it's Ishtar, but there's still a China.
Yeah, and... Oh, yeah.
So, a lot of the boundary lines are different, too.
Like, I see Britain, what looks like Britain over there, or Britannia, rather. Actually, Britain did go by Britannia at one point.
Not during World War II, it didn't.
No, not during World War II. I appreciate they didn't bring in the swastika. I appreciate that, actually. And yeah, the map is very different.
But not too different. It's not that
Germany's next neighbor Poland?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't have the map of Europe in my head. All I know is that looking at this, it's not quite right, but it's almost right.
Because if I remember correctly, it was the invasion of Poland that started everything off.
Spain and Portugal are down there with their right boundary lines, actually.
Britain looks right. France looks right. There's a couple little provinces between Germany and France on the upper part, which Doesn't exist in ours.
I do like this grainy black and white film, though. That's pretty cool.
We really need a custom meme for our stuff when they do unnecessary shit like that.
Well, as long as Vega breaks in and she has a kick-ass fight with him, I'm okay.
It's just, like, they could have shown her head with the whole thing against the wall being sad and everything else, but we didn't need the body shots.
No, in a funny way, Keijo was more tasteful than that shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How sad is that?
A little sad. I still like what I'm seeing, that shot wasn't needed. But at the same time, whatever. Actually, I'm starting to see why they showed us, because she has a scar. She has a really interesting scar under her right armpit.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Still,
they could have just shown this piece and not the others.
Look, the pervert in me approves. I'm just saying, the pervert in me shouldn't always take the reins, is all.
Which kind of makes sense, seeing as, they haven't named the leader of the Germanian Empire yet. Hitler.
King Bradley.
King Bradley, oh fuck. That would be even worse than Hitler.
In a lot of ways, yes. Because, the homunculus part.
Well, homunculus and sacrificing your entire country. Anyway, Hitler was a very big fan of the occult.
Yeah.
And mysticism and artifacts. Even was rumored to have the Lance of Longinus.
Well, here's the thing about the Lance of Longinus. Nobody knows where that is, and it better stay that way. Because nobody needs to know. Meanwhile, in Carlos's abode, yes, Longinus. Soon.
Soon you will make Ava happen.
Oh, God. Well, what have I become? And then I stabbed myself in the rib with it, and then I realized that was the trigger. Now, Dave, I know you're not a big fan of the opera, but what are your feelings about setting military invasion to opera?
Well, they both blow.
They do. Well, no, I'm not. I don't hate the opera. I'm not exactly.
I kind of do.
I'm not someone who goes out of his way to go watch it or to go be in opera or to spectate it. I appreciate the talent behind it, for sure.
Oh, I can appreciate the talent of a lot of things, but opera is just one of those art forms that most of the time it sounds like Cats in Heat.
Okay, now let's pretend you're watching an opera.
Okay, guns to my head. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, guns to your head. You're watching an opera, and then all of a sudden, from the roof come crashing down a brigand and a large purple octopus. And then what they do is they hijack the show. The octopus, who can talk, starts rumbling with the brigand and his two friends, a king and a martial artist. And the conductor decides, fuck it, and plays that to music. How would you feel about that opera?
Look, you're talking about the one time the opera was okay and it was in a video game.
Now, what
it didn't have actually opera singing?
What if the octopus used a song to turn several of the people fighting him into imps, but then did it again, turning them back in a bit of fortuitousness that benefited the non-octopi?
Okay, we're talking Final Fantasy VI here.
Pardon? I'm sorry, I don't understand what that is. I appreciate how fucking hands-on and badass Fine is. Just the situation's bad, I'm gonna take his gun and murder him with it. I agree wholeheartedly. I like Fine a lot already.
From her character, I'd expect that if they actually got her into Berlin, if they didn't gag her, she'd bite off her own tongue to kill herself, rather than let herself be used as a hostage.
Yeah, perhaps.
I'm liking... they gave us the whole tomboy thing earlier, but there's a difference between being a tomboy and being a badass ruler. I'd say she's on the badass ruler side of things.
I agree. There's a difference between aspiring to be a boy, because fuck that.
Yep.
And being awesome. And she's awesome.
I've heard this strange thing that a plane without a tail and stabilizing fins kind of doesn't stay in the air very long.
Well, we're about to test this on Mythbusters. Alternate history, Mythbusters.
Just friends.
I'm holding a quaking fist up to you.
Still just friends.
No, they're gonna love each other.
Just
Also, this show's great. I super well told, well paced.
fall is when they tend to put out their best stuff, and that's 4 for 4.
I shouldn't have called this the Friday for Fuckery. You could call it the Friday
Well, no.
for Fantastic.
Well, no.
I clearly need to think of my name.
The name's fine because we thought we would be fucked on a couple of these, and these are fucking awesome.
Let's talk a little bit about Izetta the Last Witch. So, Fine, awesome protagonist. We don't know much about Izetta just yet. Obviously, Fine and Izetta have a history, and they're going to be lovers. Fuck you. And
Just
I really enjoyed the pacing of the show. It broke up. It broke up scenes of exposition with action where it was needed. It broke up scenes with action with, more relaxed kind of scenes with political intrigue and talking where it was needed. The lines were good. It was well written. There wasn't too much. This is going to sound bad, but sometimes Japanese shows that are not set in in a place that's supposed to be Japan at all kind of have this problem with dialogue sounding a little too Japanesey, with people kind of sounding like they're still from Japan. And here it really didn't. I thought definitely, other than it being in Japanese, I bought into every one of the characters' kind of personalities and their tone, and they each had an identity. I was hooked pretty much the whole way through. I really liked what I saw.
No, very well done. As far as an alternate history piece, this is a very fine job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, she's a great protagonist.
Fine's awesome.
A good call on the scar. I missed that.
I wasn't looking there. I don't know what you're talking about.
Uh-huh. And yeah, even I actually thought when she had that dream that it actually was a dream, that this was something that she was just going to run into the White Witch. But no, she actually knew her in the past. So now we actually have questions on, well, where did she go? She was obviously defending her from peasants. I'm calling them peasants because it looks like the typical peasant uprising with pitchforks and stuff like that.
Well, it could be that they wanted to just kill her because Izetta was a witch, but then that brings up an interesting dynamic. Fine wants to protect her country and its people, but do they want to protect Izetta? And that's teeth. That's teeth right there, right? Like, I enjoy that kind of dynamic for sure.
So yeah, no, this was a great episode 1 of this show.
4 in a row of anime? When has this ever happened?
We've been watching a show that we really liked.
I mean, like 4 separate
I know what you meant.
4 consecutive new shows that wherein all had redeeming qualities and are ones we want to continue. Like, I can't think of the last time this miracle happened.
No.
Folks, do you want to see a miracle online? Go to carlsanddaveanimerave.com. It's the home of the best anime review show on the internet, Carlos and Dave Anime Rave. You can also listen to our podcast, Two Fat Guys Talk, which is the best podcast on the internet where two fat guys talk about stuff.
We're out.
Bye!